We continue to track the fallout from the FBI's Arctic frost probe.
Now, a few weeks ago, Republican Senator Chuck Grassley said the FBI had analyzed phone records of 9 GOP lawmakers. It was part of an effort by the Bureau to investigate President Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election.
Now, Attorney General Pam Bondi says that Trump's phone was also seized. In a post on X, Bondi says, during the Arctic frost investigation, we found special counsel seized President Trump's government-issued phone. This means the Biden administration turned over President Trump's phone to the special counsel, an unprecedented action. In addition, special counsel subpoenaed all of President Trump's personal phone records. We can never again allow this kind of government weaponization in America. I submitted these new documents to our partners on Capitol Hill, and I commend our team at the FBI for working diligently to expose this. Now, those comments were then echoed by White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, and Florida Representative Byron Donalds took it a step farther, calling the entire investigation a scheme. Let's watch.
When this issue comes up about the weaponization, which did occur, of the Department of Justice, going after their political rivals for the purposes of trying to win elections and maintain power, that's your story, not whether President Trump challenged the results of the 2020 election.
Now, of course, many on the left are saying Bondi's findings are overblown, and some suspect there are other motives behind Republicans looking into Arctic frost. Democratic communications operative Matthew Miller writes, quote, "This Arctic frost stuff started as the usual white right-wing bait, but you can see them now laying the predicate to pay Trump the $230 million in taxpayer money he's demanded. More surely to come as they build this very nonsensical case."
Well, I don't know about the case, but I am deeply, deeply disturbed by what Pam Bondi is showing here, by the contours of this Arctic frost investigation. Remember, this was multiple Republican senators who were targeted by this. And now we learn Trump's government phone and his phone records seized by a rogue investigation. I mean, who is in charge in D.C.? The elected representatives or some deep state bureaucrats who decided that Trump's speech contesting the election results was grounds for a criminal investigation and a seizing of his phone record? I mean, this is very shocking conduct, from my mind, from a rogue investigation.
Yeah, I want all the details. I think it's important. Like, you can't be hypocritical here. You shouldn't just be combing through anything. I think the trying to overturn the election is a serious issue and within the jurisdiction for an investigation. But I think the documents, they say, according to the investigation documents that have been released, they say they have specific and articulable facts suggesting that there is a legal justification that they did this and not political motivation. So let's see those. There are details were redacted.
Not political.
This is what I'm telling you, the investigation said it was looking into.
When you seize the president's phone, it's political.
When the president is being accused of trying to overturn an election and connected to several local entities, trying to do that, then that's something to look into, of whether or not that was criminal act. Now, these are highly redacted documents, and they're incomplete documents that everybody is reviewing. And so we're dealing with a nearly 200-page of documents that people have not seen yet to the full capacity. So when we get the conclusion from mostly GOP side of the aisle about the defense here, I'd like to see all the documents, not me reading through them, but as experts read through them and comb through these. And I'm happy to look at them to see what the case is here, why they did it, what they were looking for.
I don't care what the case is.
I think when we have the information, we should know.
They did.
Yeah, but you can't just be mad without understanding the full capacity of it. And so when you do have all the documents,
I don't think they have the right to do this. And now I'm going to turn on Republicans a little bit, because these are the powers that you vested in the federal government, in law enforcement, in the FBI, in the Justice Department, when you voted to do the Patriot Act, to authorize FISA, to reauthorize FISA over and over again. We have a series of secretive courts granting special powers to unelected bureaucrats to comb through not just the records of Republican political operatives, but also the American people. Routine surveillance of the American people is the result of giving government these unlimited powers. Judges rubber stamp these things. The bureaucrat just has to go to the judge, say, oh yeah, we want to spy on this person. Judge says, be my guest, here you go. Rubber stamped. These powers must be taken away. They must be rolled back. Civil libertarians were right. We should have listened to Ron Paul all along. These powers must be undone. So everyone on the Republican side who's furious that all these people got spied on by law enforcement, including Trump. I'm furious too, but you voted for this. Don't ever vote for it again. Please, I'm begging you. They all will. They all will. I guarantee you they will. But don't do it. Hold the line. That should be the response to this. The response should be a deep fury, frustration, and fear, the 3 Fs,
That was good.
about government overreach in terms of spying, law enforcement, seizing records, undo these powers.
If the House GOP is so confident about the whistleblower's claims, because this whole thing was brought forward by a whistleblower, then let's just see the evidence that they have that this is exaggerated and totally incorrect and inappropriate, since we do have more than 200 pages of redacted information that we won't get access to as the American public right now. Let's see what we do have access to instead of just coming, this is an atrocity, we're being spied on. Okay, show us. Show us, because all we hear is people complaining.
Government reaches into your pocket, steals your phone.
No, show us.
Now you're going to say, okay, well, show us what's on the phone so we know that it was wrongfully done.
No, show us exactly what the whistleblower has shared so we can understand it fully. That's what I'm saying.
We know that Trump, because he said it in public, we know that Trump vigorously disagreed that he lost the election. He thought, because of claims made by Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell and a handful of others, that there were votes in Georgia, wherever else, that had not been counted. And he insisted that they be found and be counted. That was not correct, what the information he was fed. I don't know why it was imagined that it was a crime to say that, to persist in wrongly believing that there were more votes in your favor, when this was something that John Kerry alleged. It was something that Hillary Clinton alleged that the election had been stolen from her. We are a nation of sore losers, unfortunately. Al Gore alleged this correctly, mind you, because the 2000 election actually was. He didn't try to have
dialogue and pressure anyone to do anything. I think with the Supreme Court ruling, Court ruling that provided presidential immunity recently, that changed everything. So when you talk about why Jack Smith dropped parts of this and why it didn't move forward, it's not because he all of a sudden realized that this was partisan. It's because that Supreme Court ruling has complicated things, and so it wasn't worth spending the money and taxpayer dollars to move forward. I thought this was within his First Amendment rights. Calling this an overreach is not a thing. Like, they actually said that there was real evidence there moving forward. So then let's just share it with the public, is what I'm saying. It didn't get dropped because it was an egregious overreach. It got dropped because of the Jack Smith ruling saying that the Supreme Court moved forward and said to Jack Smith that he has presidential immunity.
They wanted to know when he was watching TV, they wanted to look at his draft tweets. You know how you can schedule
and save
to see at what point in time he was saying things as the attack on the Capitol was happening, to try to cobble together some sort of incitement challenge. But he never, ever, ever told the rioters
to riot. We didn't see it follow through because of the presidential immunity. He didn't tell them to engage violent. He didn't tell them to do anything violent. So therefore, we would never connect those dots because the Supreme Court has made its voice loud and clear in this instance. So we're just done with it. It's not that the investigation wasn't warranted. It's not that people still didn't want to understand.
It was unwarranted.
If the president
it's not on Trump to demonstrate that his speech was lawful. His speech should be presumed to be lawful unless the government can prove otherwise. And they need to establish probable cause.
They were in the middle of trying to prove otherwise, but the Supreme Court gave the ruling that the president has immunity. So they decided to stop moving forward with this case. But they said they had enough specific and articulable facts to move forward with this.
They always say that.
Okay, that's just what I'm reading. So I wasn't in the investigation, neither were you. I'm just telling you what exists in the information given. And so we'd like to see the information that they were gathering that would connect the dots.
If you think it was conduct unbecoming of his office, the correct action was to impeach him, which is what happened, and then to vote to remove him from office. The vote failed. That should have been the end of it. That was the correct response to Trump's conduct, which I, by the way, found abhorrent. Impeach and vote to remove. They did that. It failed. Sorry, you lost. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. Next up, actress Jennifer Lawrence says that she's changed her strategy when it comes to criticizing President Trump. We'll hear what she had to say up next.